Hey, welcome. In today's video, we are going to look at the two diametrically opposed perspectives on debt versus risk. How do you manage that tension? And there's a couple of different ways to do it. Both can be quite successful. Let's get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time on this channel, thanks for tuning in. My name is John Zwart. I'm the broker of record with Home and Property Real Estate. We're based out of Kitchener, and we service communities throughout Southern Ontario. Anyway, on with the topic for today. You know, an article popped in my news feed earlier this week that highlighted the stark differences between two very well-known financial advice personalities. You've probably heard of them before, Dave Ramsey and Robert Kiyosaki. Now, these gentlemen, they happen to be friends, but they could not be more diametrically opposed to each other in terms of their approach to this topic. Dave Ramsey is all about getting out of debt and then maintaining a debt-free lifestyle. He wants you to get out of debt and stay out of debt. Robert Kiyosaki, on the other hand, is all about using debt as a lever for building personal wealth. As the writer of the article that I was reading stated, Ramsey sees debt as an anchor, and Kiyosaki views it as a sail. Ramsey talks about the emotional freedom and peace of mind that comes from having a structured, conservative, disciplined approach to personal finances that ultimately leads to living debt-free. Kiyosaki, on the other hand, doesn't seem nearly as concerned about the emotional toll associated with debt. He talks instead about using debt as an investment lever to help grow your wealth exponentially. Now, if you had to choose, you personally, between these two approaches, whose advice would you be more inclined to heed? It's an interesting question, isn't it? I've witnessed people being on both sides, of that divide, so to speak, doing it both ways. Two of my friends in particular come to mind. They each took opposite approaches to their respective personal finances, and yet over time, they both achieved the results that they were looking for. That's the thing that makes this question both interesting and confusing. You can see what somebody else has done, and you can observe how it has worked out for them. But how do you know what's right for you? The correct answer? Well, I think it depends to a large degree on how you personally are wired, both intellectually and emotionally. When speaking with investment advisors, you may notice that their consultative process involves asking pointed questions about your income, your debt, your current investments, your financial objectives, both in the short term and in the longer term, and most importantly, I would say, your tolerance for risk. When I work with buyers and sellers of real estate, my questions are kind of weighted in the same way. My objective, regardless of who it is that I'm working with, if they're my client, my responsibility is to arrive at an accurate understanding of not just their practical reality, but also their emotional propensities. And this can be challenging because, buyers and sellers, like all of us, are sometimes not even sure themselves about how they feel. If you're planning to sell your current home and you want to buy another one in short order, so you're kind of doing two, one right after the other, you may have questions around what to do first. Do you sell and then buy, or do you buy first and then put your home on the market? And if you buy first, do you submit a firm offer, or do you make it conditional on the sale of your home? If you go in with a firm offer, you may be able to negotiate a better price and better terms. But there's the added risk of not knowing when your home is going to sell and for how much. So it's worth asking yourself, how well do you think that you would navigate the stress associated with that risk? Your assumptions about how quickly your home will sell and for what price may prove to be right, may be correct, but then again, maybe not. In that case, it is important to know that you have two things. First, the financial capacity to carry two homes for a period of time. if that's required, or carry a larger long-term mortgage debt should your home end up selling for less than you had anticipated. It's also worth asking questions about your emotional proclivities. How will you react if things don't go your way? Do you have an adventurous disposition? Will you continue to roll the dice regarding decisions in the future, knowing that you will succeed more often than not? Or are you more cautious by nature? Would the stress of added debt and uncertainty become a burden for you? You know, there's no right answer for everybody, but there is a right answer for you. Well, I hope you liked that information, and if you did, I invite you to hit the like and subscribe buttons as well as the bell notification for future videos, and by all means feel free to comment as well. Any type of interaction that you have with this channel helps me to get the word out, helps the YouTube algorithm recognize that the information being provided here is valuable, helps to get the word out so that more and more people will see it, and I appreciate that. Just so you're aware, the information that I talked about today on debt and risk was actually written out in written form in my weekly newsletter, and I've got a link to that specific newsletter in the notes section below. Feel free to click on that because there's a lot more information there than simply this little segment talking about debt and risk. And if you like what you see there, then I invite you to subscribe to the newsletter as well. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're having a great day, a great week, and we'll talk again soon.